Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed.
darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here with one of the volunteers. This is the Long Island Heart Ball, right here at the Garden City Hotel. Introduce yourself to the camera.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Mark Reba, and I'm a volunteer here this evening, and I'm going to be the MC tonight.
How wonderful is that?
It's going to be a fun night for everyone.
Is this your first time here at the Long Island Heart Ball?
It is. It's my first time at the Heart Ball. I have worked many other different types of events, and tonight will be, I'm sure, one of the best.
I'm sure it will be, since you're the MC tonight. Can you tell my audience a little bit about the program, about what's going to be going on after the cocktail hour?
Sure. The program is going to include naturally dinner and dancing. There's going to be a very nice awards presentation with certain honorees and people that have had a history of a heart or stroke problem and have been doing well, and they're going to be honored tonight.
How fabulous. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and I want to tell you that it was very nice interviewing you. Can you tell my audience where we can go to learn more information on the internet? What is the website?
Sure, it's heart.org right here in Long Island.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses. Hello, darling. Welcome back. I'm here with Dr. Harvey Hanes. We're here at the Garden City Hotel for the Long Island Heart Ball. Now, you come every year to this event. Why do you come every year?
Pretty much. Well, look, I like to donate to charities, and you got to have a heart.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
Do you have a heart?
I have a heart underneath all of this red. I have a big, big, big heart. That's why I'm here
sure it's
tonight.
gigantic. I'm sure it's gigantic. But I have a heart of gold. It's cold and yellow. Uh-huh.
Cold and yellow.
Cold and yellow, my heart of
I
gold.
don't believe that.
It's supposed to be a joke.
Because you're too silly. Anyway, tell me what's going on with you, Dr.
What?
Hanes.
Everything. What's wrong? What? I'll see you in the Hamptons.
Pretty
And
soon,
the
in another month.
In the city, there's plenty of stuff going on.
I go in the city too, but it's got to be a really good event. Otherwise, I don't go.
All the art things are happening now in the past couple of weeks. Art Expo and Art Miami
I saw that.
and
I
Christie's
saw
and
that.
stuff.
I might go to the Art Miami
Picasso
thing.
vase today. Picasso vase.
Wow.
On the phone. $45,000. A beautiful vase. It's so beautiful.
You are an art collector. I know that. I know. John Colacione told me that too, that you like to collect. I used to work for John Colacione.
Amazing guy.
Isn't he all right?
Cement truck driver, and now he's a brilliant internet everything. He wrote the book.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
He is.
And his wife used to work in my office for 10 years.
She told me. Tell my audience, if we want to learn more information about you as a doctor, where can we go?
Orthopedic surgeon, I'm the best in the world, and I'm very humble.
I see that. Give me a kiss, Mr. Manis. Dr. Manis, give me a kiss. Dr. Manis. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Nice to see you.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane. We're here at the Long Island Heart Ball at the Garden City Hotel. And I am here with this young woman who is on the board. And her name, of course, is Barbara Manis. And you are a big supporter of the Long Island Heart Ball and of the Heart Fund. Am I correct in saying that?
This is my fourth Heart Ball and third year as a committee member. And I've put together the auction this year and last year, and it's just a phenomenal group of people and for a wonderful cause. And I couldn't be happier with how everything is turning out.
How long have you been working with the Long Island Heart Ball?
4 years. Yes. And I'm a heart survivor.
Really? Can you tell us your story?
My story is that I had to have a heart valve transplant around 8 years ago. Luckily for me, it worked out really well, and I'm better and stronger than ever. And I feel very blessed. And that's one of the reasons that I volunteer my time to the Heart Association because I want to pay it forward for other people and, inspire them with my story because I've done really well.
It is the #1 killer. People don't know that. They think cancer is, but it really is heart disease.
Heart disease, and especially with women. This organization does a wonderful job getting the word out to women about the silent symptoms of heart disease that may be different from men's, and how we need to take care of ourselves.
Could you tell my audience what those symptoms might be?
Well, you could have fatigue, you could have jaw pain.
Jaw pain, wow.
Jaw pain, shoulder pain. These are things, it's not necessarily like...
In the chest.
It's not necessarily in the chest in a woman or in the left arm. So you have to be aware of those symptoms. If you're a woman, if you don't feel right, get yourself to a doctor or a cardiologist and be checked out because your family needs you, your loved ones need you, and we're the glue that holds everything together.
So true. Tell my audience where we can go to support, where we can go to contribute, and where we can go to volunteer. What is the website?
Very easy. It's, the organization is the American Heart Association. This is longislandheartball.heart.org, which will take you to how to make donations and how to get involved. And this is a very strong regional chapter of the American Heart Association, and they will get you involved. They snagged me and got me, and I'm hooked. So
thank you very much for telling us all that information, and have a wonderful time. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching Pink Champagne Kisses. Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we're here at the Long Island Heart Ball at the Garden City Hotel. And I am here with Dr. Philip D. Ragno, who is receiving the Cardiovascular Science Award. Can you tell my audience what this award means to you?
Well, actually, this is one of the highlights of my career. To be honored by your colleagues and a great organization like the American Heart Association is certainly an honor and a privilege.
Certainly is. Now, I understand, I always talk to everyone about this, that it is the #1 killer, not just in men, but in women as well. I mean, everyone thinks it's cancer, but it's really heart disease.
That's true. Heart disease kills 1 in 3 Americans, and I'll be mentioning that this evening. And despite the tremendous advances we've made, it still is the #1 cause of death in the United States.
Isn't that something? It's very funny. I was watching that TV show, Feud, with Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, and a lot of people thought that Joan Crawford died of cancer, but she didn't die of cancer. I mean, maybe she did have cancer, but she actually died of heart failure. And not too many people knew that. I did some research on it, and I saw that. I mean, having heart disease can come from also a very bad illness like cancer as well. Am I right about that?
Well, you are in certain respects, and a lot of the chemotherapeutic agents that we use can be toxic to the heart. So it's very important that if patients are taking chemotherapy that could affect cardiac function, that they're followed closely.
I just suffered from cancer. I'm a survivor. I have breast cancer.
You look great.
Thank you. My doctor said I look very healthy. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself. But a person that is going through chemotherapy, what can they do to help? I mean, is there anything they could do regarding heart, helping the heart not malfunction or get a heart attack? What can we do to stop that?
Well, first of all, breast cancer chemotherapy is one of the chemotherapies that can sometimes affect the heart. So fortunately, most oncologists and breast surgeons and all cancer specialists know which agents do affect the heart. So when that comes to pass, they typically do advise someone to go and visit a cardiologist so that they can be followed closely.
So they're under supervision of a cardiologist as well as getting the chemotherapy. That's very good to know. Excellent. What can we all do to prevent heart disease?
Well, first of all, don't rely on medication. The most important thing you can do is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Plenty of exercise, at least 20 to 40 minutes a day. Even a brisk walk is fine. Also following a healthy diet, staying away from saturated fats, keeping your weight down, keeping your waistline thin. Those are the things that are essential. Not smoking, of course.
Not smoking is very important.
And drinking alcohol in moderation is important.
I try to do that as well. I try to live a very healthy life. I eat a lot of vegetables.
Yes.
More vegetables than meat or anything else. Vegetables, beans,
Yes.
as much fresh fruit as I can possibly eat. I really do try to take very good care of myself, and I hope that, the breast cancer is behind me and I'm on my way.
Well, you certainly look like you're doing great.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ragno, where can we go to learn more information, we can support and contribute and volunteer? What is the website?
But I would encourage everyone to visit heart.org, and you'll receive any information that you may be interested there.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be back in a moment with more interviews coming up. Keep watching Pink Champagne. Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I am here with one of the honorees. He is a heart and stroke survivor, Mr. Michael Distefano. Now, did you suffer a heart attack or a stroke?
I had a massive heart attack almost 1 year ago, back on May 20th, 2016.
Oh my God. Can you tell my audience exactly what happened to you?
Basically, I didn't have any of the symptoms. I did not have high blood pressure or cholesterol or sugar. In fact, I didn't even have any pain. My signs of my heart attack were burping. And burping, yeah. I found out later that it is a common sign that people are not aware of. So that's something that needs to get out there, that if you're having uncontrollable burping, that is a sign of heart trouble.
Now, when did you get this heart attack? And could you tell us the exact story of what actually happened?
Oh, it's a pretty long story, but I'll try to make it as brief as possible. I went to work like I normally did, came home like I normally did, went to bed like I normally did, and then as I went into bed, I started burping uncontrollably. And thank goodness I didn't fall asleep, because...
Any pains in your chest?
I had no pains in my chest, no pains in my arms, jaw, nothing. It was incredible. And...
You didn't feel like that, they say you have that feeling that's like an elephant is sitting on your chest.
Didn't have that feeling, but I did get a feeling of doom. I don't know what it was, but it was a feeling of doom. I knew something was terribly wrong. I got up.
It was like, were you like dizzy? Like you had like...
I was not dizzy. I had no common...
This is scary.
It is very scary. And I got to...
You were sweating?
I was not sweating. It really is incredible how there was no normal signs of the heart. And... like I said, I got to Winthrop. Dr. Schwartz from Island Cardiac and his crew saved my life. I coded 3 times on the table. He worked on me, gave me CPR for over 3 hours. He told me he must have shocked me 500 times. I'm sure it wasn't 500, but I'm sure it was pretty close. And he stabilized me, and then they sent me up to New York Presbyterian to put me on a ECMO machine, an LVAD, which is a mechanical heart, and also I had a collapsed lung, so I was on a lung machine as well.
Oh my God.
Spent 2 months in the hospital, but thank goodness for Dr. Schwartz and his staff and Dr. Garan and his staff up at New York Presbyterian. They saved my life. I'm here today to talk about it, and of course, the stress, not just that I had, but the stress that I put my family through. I mean, my wife...
Come from a very nice Italian family. I see everybody was on the red carpet and posing with you, and
they're very...
Does heart disease run in your family?
Yes, it does. Yeah. I mean, am I overweight? Yeah, that's a symptom, but I had none of the other telltale signs. So it's very, very scary, and that needs to be put out there. That burping needs to be identified as a problem.
And the doctor said you're having a heart attack.
Yes, yeah. That's Dr. Schwartz. Like I said, he came in, wonderful job. I hugged that man when I saw him for the first time, because I don't even remember him in the operating room that we were in, because they had to put some stents in as well.
God. Now, where can we learn about heart disease? You tell me. I know there's a website. Do you know what the website is?
Well, you can go to the American Heart Association website, and they're very, very helpful. You can call them. They're right here in Nassau County. The staff there is wonderful. They have a wonderful bunch of people there. I'm glad to have met some of them and met a lot more of them tonight. In fact, I had some childhood friends that are actually working there, so it was kind of nice to see how helpful they are and how they can help save your life, because that's what this is all about.
Well, I want to thank you very much for talking to me here at Cognac's Corner magazine, a Cognac's Corner TV show, and I hope that what you're telling me will enlighten my viewers and my audience out there to get their annual checkups and to go to heart.org to find out how they can stop and not get a heart attack. And good luck to you. Let me give you a kiss.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Pink champagne kisses.
And behind every award winner is usually a fantastic supporter. So Mrs. Ragno, would you please join us?
Is very exciting for me, because I had always assumed that if ever I would be in front of such a large group of family, friends, and colleagues, that there would be a priest doing the talking.
Congratulations to my fellow honoree, Dr. Philip Ragno, for his great work and many accomplishments. I'd like to thank the board of directors and leadership.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we're here at the Long Island Heart Ball. And I'm here at the Garden City Hotel, and I'm here with one of the honorees, Mr. David S. Bagatelle. And he is receiving the Corporate Leadership Award. Now, tell my audience what this award means to you.
Well, I mean, this is the American Heart Association. Actually, I've been touched personally. My grandmother actually died of heart disease, and recently two of my colleagues, one suffered a stroke, one suffered a heart attack. So being able to raise money for this really worthwhile cause that can help develop and do research to help
people not get heart disease.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing. That's what we all want to see, that in our lifetime that we never see another person die from heart disease. Wouldn't you like that to happen?
Sounds good to me. Sounds great.
Sounds good to me too. You know, many years ago I interviewed Star Jones at a Heart of the Hamptons ball. And she had no idea she had anything wrong with her. She said, that's a disease that old white men get, not a black lady like me.
Well, it affects
heart
everybody,
disease,
right?
It affects everybody, every race, every nationality, every color. And we're here to work towards stopping that from ever happening again.
That's the idea. That's what we're going to try to do. Thank you.
My audience, you are the Executive Vice President of the New York Metro Market. Can you tell my audience, and Sterling National Bank, can you tell my audience a little bit about your corporation?
Sure. So Sterling focuses on commercial clients as well as private banking. We recently announced that we're going to be merging with Astoria Bank. So we're going to end up being one of the largest banks on Long Island. We're very excited about that.
So we should invest, we should put our money in that bank.
You didn't hear that from me, but no, we just announced our quarterly results. We had a great quarter, knock on wood. And my role is I handle the New York metropolitan area for the bank. So I have a bunch of commercial banking teams that work for me, including a bunch of commercial banking teams here on Long Island.
That's wonderful. But if we want to learn more information about how we can support, donate, and contribute, and maybe volunteer, where can we go? What is the website?
So I believe it's the American Heart Association, AHALI, I believe.
Or heart.org.
That sounds good too.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and congratulations on receiving this fabulous award.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Peace, champagne, kiss.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Summer Vino Bridget Fardell. One of a kind girl. Has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.